Hello, I'm Pippa and welcome to session 3. This video is a little longer than the other two because I put a relaxation in at the end, but if you need to do a shorter practice, you can do it in sections as the video has got chapters. You can do it in your own time and in your own order. Today I invite you to extend your range of movement, but as ever, you go to your edge of intensity and you breathe as you move and feel along that edge. And if you work in that way, that edge will soften and then your range of movement will extend. So there's no need to rush or push. You'll get there if you just keep going step by step. And today we will do some lifting and stretching across here. It's really easy to start to contract down after an op, or actually just in ordinary everyday life. Lots of people do as a habit. And to do that, we need to just do a little bit of easing out the upper back and the spine before we start to move more deeply. So we will start on the floor, but sitting first of all. If you can't sit comfortably cross-legged or kneeling, please get a chair. Sit on the chair with your feet parallel and flat on the ground, and you'll be able to do everything from that position. So if you could get yourself set up, you'll need all the supports you've had for the other sessions. If you need a chair, add that in, and I'll see you on the mat. So coming into your comfortable seated position, sitting up tall, just ease and drop your shoulders back and down, and bringing your palms together, just rest the thumbs on the breastbone. Take a deep breath down into your belly, your ribs, your back body, and softly breathing out, settle yourself. And as you do these few breaths, really feel this connection into the breastbone. Then open your eyes and interlace the hands. We're going to work on the wrists. If you lift up a wrist, you'll stretch it over there. So that's the idea. Stretching there, then you topple that over. Bring up the other wrist, topple that one over. And you start a kind of tumble dryer movement. And once you've got the knack of that, then you can speed it up and take it up and down your spine. And you can go the other way as well, gently mobilizing your wrists. Then you could make your hands like a trampoline. We're going to gently stretch the fingers. Breathe in and move down with the hands. So just the finger stretch. Breathe out, relax. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And bring your hands back a little bit more tumble drying. And then back to center. Now we'll move on to doing some cat and cow and just breathe our spines into movement. Come onto hands and knees. Do put a blanket under your knees if you have a hard surface. And if you have problems with your wrists, then come down onto your elbows and do the whole sequence on your elbows with your head relaxed. Otherwise, you could be up on your hands and curl your toes under, whether you're on your elbows or on your hands, and drop your head. Drop your head and slightly tuck your elbows back towards your thighs. So they're slightly bent, so we're not locked. Can you just give that little kink to the elbows? Then you start working these muscles here. So let the head relax, the shoulders move back to your hips, elbows slightly tucked. Not bandy-legged, just slightly in this way. You're going to breathe in through your nose, and as you do so, start to rise the spine up between your shoulder blades, and you'll feel the shoulder blades slide away from each other. Breathe out, sink your spine and squeeze your shoulder blades together and back to your hips. Breathe in, drop your head
Feel the stretch up into the back of your ribs. Breathe out. Soften those elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades back. So you're stretching out the back of your chest, and then you're squeezing the back of the chest. Breathe in, drop your head. Breathe out through soft lips. Sink your spine, squeeze your shoulder blades. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Now, come so your spine's in neutral. That means lifting your head just enough so you're looking at the floor, but the back of the neck is long. And bring your right shoulder to your right hip. Contract the right side and feel the left side stretching. Come back to center and contract the left hip to the left shoulder. Your right side is stretching. Come back to center, breathe in, up, up. Breathe out through soft lips. Sink down. And one more, breathing in and breathing out. Now come up off your hands and interlace your hands, and once more just a moment of tumble drying just to loosen off your wrists. And then we can come to lying down. So you're going to need, potentially you're going to need some blocks. You'll find out in a minute. And you will need to support your knees as we start in cobbler's pose. So the soles of the feet touch, the knees go out. And you lengthen your spine down. You make yourself really comfortable and feel very supported and warm. Place your hands on your belly and let your belly drop. Let your hips go. Allow your belly to soften. Each breath a little gift to allow you to soften. And let the feeling of breath movement come down into the belly. And you could let the hands come to the belly and just stroke it to soften and relax the abdomen. Okay. Press your feet together, bring your knees up, coming back so you're in semi-supine, and bring your hands up to this level here where the ribs are. And when you breathe in, you're going to arc your spine gently, starting by moving your tailbone to the floor and rippling up the spine and just lifting here. So there's a little bit of a contraction around the back of your ribs. Exhale, relax back. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out. If you get cramps, go back to doing cat. Breathe in and breathe out. By cramps, I mean little spasmy muscular activity in the back of your ribs. Bring your thighs into your belly, rock, and so you're massaging that part of your back. Easing it out, feeling your back broaden and the sensations in your back as you rock on the floor. So now we need to work on these buttock muscles here. They get really tight all around the outer thighs, hips. And you may need blocks. So these blocks can go between your feet, and you'll need them if you have stiff hips or real constriction around moving your shoulders and arms. So Pick up your right foot and take the shin on top of the left thigh and twist that thigh out. If that feels like enough, you can work at this point and you can just rock on the back of your pelvis like that. The body weight will massage the back of the buttocks. You may want to come up though, so you can bring the foot up onto the blocks, check that out. If it's still feeling really quite easy, then you need to get the hands around the back of the thighs. So this right hand goes between the legs, and there's the other hand, interlaces around the back of your left thigh. And that might feel plenty, or you could take the hand around the shin. Now, wherever you are, you can be still or you can make little rocking movements. That can feel good sometimes. And you will find that if you tilt to the left, it intensifies the stretch further. So finding a place of interest, find your edge and breathe in through your nose deeply, out through soft lips, and spread your awareness down into the belly, down deep into the corners of your hips, as if the breath is like a wave going into a sea cave. So breathe in through the nose, out through soft lips. Feel that inhalation fill your back body. As you breathe out, the wave rushes down into the belly and hips. If you let your hands go, or just remove the foot from the block and put the foot on the floor, you can unhook this right leg. Put that leg on the floor and slide it out. And let this arm, all the arms come out. Just normal stretch through to your fingers and toes and let go. Just let yourself be. And in that letting go, that's when your body starts to readjust, to make changes. Bring your arm, your leg back. Let's do the other side. So your left leg now. Shin on top of the thigh, hand. Could just twist that thigh out a little just to get the opening here. And then choosing whether to stay on the floor, put your foot here, here or here. Or then to go a little to the right to intensify it further. Please find what works for you. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out. Send that wave deep into your lower back, deep down into the hips and into the hidden corners. Let your jaw go, let your shoulders go with one more breath. And the hands can release, the foot can come to the floor. Undo the leg, slide the leg out, releasing your arms out. Stretch, yawn, and let go. Feel. There may be part of your body that starts to unravel in these moments. And just allow that to happen if it's happening. Feel free to stay in any of these pauses for as long as you like by stopping the video. But bring your arms and legs back, and I think I'm going to move the blocks out of the way for this next exercise. However, if you do need support for this pose, then perhaps you could use those or soft blankets. I'm making a pile. They go between my feet. And we're going to do the extended twist again and take it a little further. So spread out your feet. Make sure you've got arm support. So should you need something for your wrist still, then use it. But spreading out the toes on that right foot, press into the foot and let the knees go over to the left and allow the legs to relax down. But maintain the connection of this big toe here. We'll do what we did in the last session. First of all, you breathe in, do nothing. Breathing out. Exhale, squeeze this buttock and lever that thigh away. So you've got a lengthening through here. And you may feel that reverberate through. Exhale, relax back. You can, of course, just continue to do that. But this is the next movement through. You breathe in and do nothing. You breathe out, you squeeze that right buttock and lever the thigh away, pressing into the foot. As I breathe in, I'm going to keep pressing into that foot and lift up this rib cage. So I'm opening up this whole rib area. So any tension through here will be felt. And on this same movement, you can also stretch the arm out. You do that last. And then there's a releasing, subsiding back. So this movement can be done on a couple of breaths, or you can stay in the pose and just feel it and explore it a bit, but keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Okay, so breathe in, breathe out, squeeze this buttock, lever the thigh away, press into the foot, breathe in, press into the foot and arc, and breathe in and out in this position. And if you feel like you want to go further, then you can stretch the arm out as well, and then releasing everything back and resting. Do nothing. Feel. Take a breath in. Breathe out, squeeze the right buttock, press into the right foot. Breathe in, arc up, and extend out, and release back and down. So you can do this one breath in 1 or 2 breaths, or you can remain in it and breathe in and out a few times. So listen to your body. One more time. Squeeze your right buttock, lever that right thigh away, press into the foot, breathe in. Breathing out, ooze that arm out, breathing in. Breathing out, ooze that arm out. And perhaps now time to come out of that, relax back. Just let yourself be. It's a big stretch, so give your body time to digest that. Bring your arm down and your knees up. Let's do the other side. Have some support for the other arm if you need it. Take it to where you think it's going to be a good place. And then spread the toes of your left foot and bring the knee over and relax. Just check your position, that you're not in pain before you start. And then let's go again. Just one squeeze and lengthening. Check out how this area is feeling. Breathe in, breathe out, squeeze your left buttock, press into the left foot, lever that thigh away. Breathe in, relax, back. Do nothing for a moment. Breathe in, breathe out, press into that foot, squeeze the buttock, lever the thigh, breathe in, pushing into the foot, bring this rib cage up, and breathing out in that position. You could stretch the arm out, check that out, and then release, relax back. Do nothing. Take a breath in. As you exhale, press into that left foot, squeeze the buttock, And arcing as you breathe in, stretching out. Feel your way through as you breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. And releasing. Let yourself be. Let your body adjust. It'll do lots of little movements and tingles and rumbles and gurgles. Just listen. We'll do it once more. And again, just keep breathing. Don't worry too much about doing the breath right. I'm giving you guidance, but actually it's just really important that you breathe and that you stay comfortable within your safe place. So breathe in, breathe out, squeeze your left buttock, lever the thigh away, arcing and easing that arm out as you feel like it's growing out of your body. Breathe and release. And now rest. So now gather that arm back, bring your knees up, lengthen out your lower back, pick up your knees, hands on the knees, and exhale, relax the thighs, the groins, and just fold your thighs in. And with your back pressing into the floor, just rock a little bit from left to right, massaging into your back. And then you can roll over onto your right side and come up to sitting.
You're now ready to move to standing. Plant your feet parallel, open up your toes, and ease your shoulders back and down, just wiggle down into your body, give your body a little shimmer. We will come down into the feet first of all. If you place your hands on your thighs and feel that downward action through the thighs down into the feet. Lift up your toes, spread them out and down, and take one step forward, and then lift up the back heel and stretch into the back of the toe, into the neck of the toes, and bring it back. I'll show you side on. So there's your step. I'm just coming forward, so the neck of the toes are stretched, then bringing the heel down. You can bring up the ball of the front foot if that feels good, but we're stretching into the neck of the toes. Just by shifting forward. Let's do the other foot. So I've just swiveled round, one foot in front, lifting up that heel. So you roll through the foot, softening the foot, shifting your body weight back and forth. And then if you come back, so you're facing forward, take the feet a little bit wide. Toes coming and the knees going out in the same line. Let your knees bend and bring your hands onto the thighs and hinge forward. So we're going to do, you're suspending your spine, so it's great if you've got low back pain. But take a shoulder across your body, so the shoulder blade is sliding away from the spine. Come back to center and do the other side. And as you sort of squat down into that, you may feel it on the inner thighs as well. But wherever you feel it, that's great. Just breathing, moving and easing out your spine a little bit more. That's great. Now come back to center. Coming up, you could just leave your legs where they are for the moment and bring your hands into the belly. And I'd like you to imagine you're pulling something out of your belly. It goes up past your arm and reaches up and out. And then you can come back in and back down to the belly. And then the other one's pulling. It's like you're pulling out something beautiful out of your belly, reaching up. And it doesn't matter how far you manage to reach up. Bring your feet more into hip width and do this again. Feeling the flow out of your body and away, somewhere up there. Back down again. Growing the arm out of your body. And then we're going to add a little bit to this. This is Donna Eden's Heaven and Earth. You bring up a hand, and as you go up, turn the wrist like that. So you're going to get a stretch here. So that one goes up, and this hand goes down, and up you go. So this is what it looks like that. And I'm breathing in, breathing out, bringing the hands back to the heart. Breathing in, looking up, pushing down, exhaling back to the heart. Once more. Exhaling back to the heart. Breathing in and exhaling back to the heart. Good. So let's work loosening up this area. Spread out your toes, bring your feet down to just a little bit under your hips, and let your arms fall by your sides. And then just start to swing your arms. As you do this, you could start off by letting your head go too. But after a few swings, I suggest you look straight ahead, because then your neck also gets a massage. So loosening up the spine and the diaphragm. You'll feel it various places. Keep breathing and keep your eye on that spot. Great. And you could swing now to a standstill. Coming to the shoulders, we're going to do a very slow rotation of the shoulder and the shoulder blade. So you're going to contract here first of all. Bring that shoulder forward and then bring that shoulder up to your ear. Feel the contraction in there. And then squeeze that shoulder back, still high up. And then squeeze it down. So these muscles here are working. Down it comes. And then that arm hangs by your side. And then this breath is crucial to making it work. So breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just really let go. And actually, let's just come to the jaw. Little massage into the jaw, because if you're clenching, you cannot drop your shoulders. So, stretch your jaw. Funny faces are good. Massage back in. And then drop your arms. Let's just do the other arm. So, contract forward and up to your ear. And squeeze that shoulder back. Take it back again. And down and release. Both sides again. So the shoulder coming forward, and it's the shoulder blade coming away from your spine, and then heaving that shoulder up to your ear, squeezing back, sliding back and down. Breathe in, breathe out. Jaw, lips, everything. This side again now. Shoulder blade forward, up to your ear. Squeeze it in, squeezing it back, squeezing it down, and dropping. Breathe in. Breathe out, let your jaw go. So now if you squeeze your shoulder blades together with your arms dangling, start to get that stretch there. Just feel the engagement of the muscles between your shoulder blades, and also draw the shoulder blades down. Then interlace your hands, firm interlace, and keep that squeeze going between your shoulder blades. Don't let it go. Now start to keep the squeeze, but pull the hands away from each other. And your hands will begin to come up off your pelvis. And it's not so much how far you take the arms, it's getting the stretch just right for you in the front of your chest. And feeling the activity of the muscles in your upper back. Now release that slowly as you can bear. Drop the hands and melt your back like you're an ice cube, gradually melting. Space grows between your shoulder blades. The hands start to undo and the hands fall by your sides. So now we're going to do one more strong stretch, which is really great for getting in round underneath the shoulder blades. And the first thing you do is you bring up an arm and you slide it forward, slide that shoulder blade forward and back. Yeah, so you can feel that movement. Take the shoulder blade forward now, so you've got that space. Take it across your midline, hook the other hand around. Take a breath in and move the straight arm out in the direction the fingers are pointing, but also against the left underarm. And that traction will lift the shoulder blade away from your back. If you're feeling it here, then you need to do more movement that way and drop your shoulder. And hopefully you will find that stretch. Let your arms go. Bring up the other arm, take it across your body, slide it away. Get that action, that's crucial. Let the shoulder drop and then hook your hand there and then see if by pushing the two against each other, nothing's going anywhere. If you do go anywhere, then go slightly away. But generally, you're stationary, but your shoulder blade is stretching. Breathe. Then let your arms go. And we'll do that big windmill movement. And this time we're going to just let the arm go as high as you feel comfortable. So take your foot forward. Bend your knees so your center of gravity is low and place your hand on the front knee. Rotate this elbow so it points forward. The shoulder blade is open from the spine. The arm is sliding this way. Breathe in and reach away. And then stand up and let the elbow come up and then just find your way up over your head, spiraling round. Squeeze that shoulder blade down your back and bring the arm back to your side and let it dangle. We'll do that 3 more times. You take the arm as high or as low feels right for you. So this is really looking for your edge now and respecting it and breathing through it. So stretching away and coming up to standing upright. Feel your way up, spiraling, turning round, palm upright. Can you squeeze that shoulder blade down your back? And then let the arm fall. 2 more times. Breathing in, breathing out through soft lips. Bend your knees if need be. Squeeze the shoulder blade. Keep your elbow bent though. And back to standing. Let's just rearrange the feet. Your other foot forward. And this hand on the thigh for stabilizing. This arm is free. Bend your knees. Rotate the elbow. Lead away. Feel the stretch across the back of the ribs. Coming up so you stand up straight. Let the arm come up. Just feel where your edge is. And turn and look into the palm of your hand. And draw that shoulder blade down your spine. Drop your arm. Breathing in. There's so much in this movement. So just enjoy it and taking a little bit by bit, you will find the patterning and recruit the muscles you need to recruit. So first thing is to breathe, feel, and feel whole body. Breathe, extend. Let your knees bend and spread your toes into the floor. Maybe one more. And let your arms come back. to your sides. And we're going to finish with a movement that brings this area up. So standing so you can step back down your mat, you're going to have your feet parallel, toes pointing forward, and step back with your left foot. And you need that back left toe going out at 45 degrees for stability. Interlace your hands behind your back and squeeze your shoulders gently back, just an experimental squeeze. But then relax your shoulders. Spread your toes. Start the movement from your foot. Bring up the back heel, and you'll feel the movement comes up the leg into the left hip, through the pit of the belly, up to the ribs, up to here, lift forward and up, and at the last moment, squeeze the shoulders back and down. Hold that for a breath or two, and then relax, drop your heel. Okay, we're going to go in and out of that. Breathe in, ripple out. Squeeze and release. You can stay in for longer if you want to. I'm going in and out. Breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Release your hands, step forward. Let's do the other side. Other foot back. Other interlace, so the other little finger on the outside. And breathing in, let that heel come up, rippling up, ribs forward and up, up into the heart, squeeze the shoulders back and relax, come back. Keep moving into the resistance. Imagine that you are kind of coming up through your belly and the chest opens a little bit like you're on the prow of a ship. Reaching out, looking out. Lifting up the heart. And relax that now. Release your arms. And coming back to face forward. And we'll finish with breathing tree. Again, if you can't go all the way down, come to half mast and suspend your spine. And then come up and then we just finish with this movement out. So slide your hands down the front of your legs. Stop if you need to. All the way down. Off the tops of your feet and dangle. Let your head go. Breathe. Feel your hamstrings and let your spine dangle out. Your knees can bend if they have to. Don't worry about perfect pose. Now spread your toes and push down and start to roll your spine. Coming up. Breathing. As your chin comes up, let the fingertips touch and come drawing up your center to the heart, the crown, the brow, and expanding out and down. And bringing your hands back to the belly. We're going to move to lying down just for a few minutes, just to integrate that practice. So make yourself comfortable on the floor, wrap yourself up in a blanket. So get yourself comfortable on the ground, maybe something under your knees and a blanket over your body. And just let your bones begin to sink into the floor. Take a deep sigh, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and surrender again into the ground. Just being aware of the back of your body on the floor, the back of your head, the back of your shoulders, your arms, the pelvis, the backs of your knees, your heels, and the whole breadth of the back of your body, broadening, touching the ground. I'd like you to imagine that you're lying on a curve of a river, on a sandbank. You're lying in very shallow, clear, warm water that just runs down your back. So from the top of your head, imagine this flow of warm, clear water running from the back of your head, around the back of your shoulders, down your back of your legs and off the ends of your feet and hands. As you breathe out, just let that imaginary water soothe your skin, soothe your being and your body. And this river is clear, it's safe, and you are grounded on this sandbank, unmoving, with the water just gently washing away that you do not need. Just bring your awareness to your head. How does it feel? And when you breathe out, just give the weight of your head into that flow of water. Let your jaw go. Let your lips soften, and if the eyes are not closed, close them. Let yourself sink back. Let your jaw and throat release, and imagine that water pushing down on your shoulders, easing those tight knots, and flowing around your shoulder blades and between them. Breathe out, let go the holding there, and give your arms into the flow of that river. Feel the water pulling down your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, and the water flowing through your hands, the backs of your hands, palms, thumbs, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Feeling the arms flowing away like two reeds undulating in the water. This water flows down the breadth and width of your ribs, your kidneys, your lower back, and eases out your lower back with its downward pull. Breathe in and feel your back, and breathe out, drop. Drop what's willing to be dropped into that water. Feel the weight of your hips heavy on that sandbank. And feel how the water is gently easing and spreading out the buttock muscles, the sacrum, cradling your pelvis. Let your breath and awareness sink into your pelvic belly. Breathe into that pelvic belly, and as you breathe out, surrender your pelvis to that flow. And then let your awareness shift mostly into the left side of your pelvis. Breathe and let the breath and feeling sink into the left hip socket. And as you breathe out, feel the pull through, the water pulling that thigh away out of the hip socket, pulling down behind the knee, the calf muscle, all around that left ankle and around the foot and off the toes, feeling the whole of that left leg flowing away like a river, like the river, and like a reed flowing in the river. Come back to the pelvis and find the right side of your pelvis, the right hip joint and buttock. Let your awareness sink into right hip. And breathing out, imagine space in your right hip as your right thigh is pulled out by that water, flowing down to the back of the knee and through the calf muscle and through into the Achilles and the heel and your whole foot. And sense that that leg is now free to move with the flow of the water, free like a weed or reed flowing in the water. So your legs become light. Breathe out and feel your whole body surrender into that flow. And in that dropping and surrendering, your body becomes free and you float, buoyant. You are completely safe. The water somehow supports you. You have no worries. You just let the water take you. And all is still. Just resting in the stillness. Start to breathe yourself back into the room. Just preparing yourself, coming back into the room and your daily life with the breath. You could start to move your hands, your fingers, start to stretch and yawn. Breathe, you could open your eyes briefly. And then when you're ready, just turning onto your right side and take at least one deep sigh there. Letting your nervous system adjust step by step. Then come up to sitting and just take a breath in sitting upright. You could place your hands on your knees, take a breath in, and completely relax into sitting. Thank you for joining me. If you've enjoyed this session, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. If you'd like to do more yoga with me, then you can visit my website, which is listed just down below in the description. I teach online yoga, do classes, one-to-one and women only. I will be doing some more videos here, and if there's anything you'd like to explore or you need some help with, please leave a comment. I will respond. And until then, bye for now.